What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Josh. Welcome to Oblivion Garage. And before we get started, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to really grow this community. I'm trying to actually push ourselves into a position where I can just completely engulf myself into the aspects of running a business such as Oblivion, where we're trying to provide parts for the community. And I need you guys' help in getting there. So please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on today's video, because that really helps us. It really pushes us to get the video out there for you guys. Unfortunately, Terry's not here right now. And if you guys don't know Terry's my partner, my best friend, the one that does all this with me. But anyways, that's not gonna stop us from making this video. I'm about to drop a bunch of knowledge and a bunch of cheat codes to you guys for this community. So please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for these cheat codes. Alright guys, so let's get started in today's video. What I have here for you guys is a DIY, budget-friendly, big brake kit for the Acura TL. And every single part you need to get that kit done for your car. I'm going to list links to where I purchased everything, prices, I'm going to go over the price of material cost, parts cost, basically where I got them from and how you can get your hands on them today for yourself. Now we're gonna start off with the brakes. Unfortunately, I just had a little accident, so my brakes were perfect. Now they're not so much perfect. Now I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Of course, with my luck, setting up this little display that I have for you guys, the wind hit, I had this caliper actually propped up like this because I thought it looked cooler. The wind hit, knocked it over, and when it fell hard and chipped the paint. So now I got to decide whether I want to fix that or just kind of rock with it for now until I decide to change the caliper color, which I think is probably what I'm going to do. But anyways, let's get started. These right here are the rear Akibono dual piston calipers off of a, well, I guess it's a multitude of vehicles. It's a G37 coupe, the 370Z, the Q50S, I guess the FX30s, the newer ones, they have the bigger ones, and some of the bigger Infiniti sedans have these rear end calipers. These I sourced locally, and when I say locally, just one state away in Connecticut, off of my boy Jimmy. I'll drop his Instagram down below. If you need some parts, you can hit him up. He's pretty resourceful when it comes to finding parts. So hit him up if you need them. And then next up, the big boys, the 18Zs, the big Porsche calipers. These are off of a Porsche Cayenne. You can also get them off of a Volkswagen Touareg, I believe it is, and an Audi Q7. I did get these from eBay. I put all brand new hardware. The only old hardware that's in it are the pin, the slide pin, and the retainment bracket for the brake pads. But now let's get to pricing them both. Now, all four calipers cost me a total of around $700 to $750. I'm gonna get that price down on the screen, and regardless of that, that's not a bad price, especially when you come to think of you're pricing out big brake kits online, whether they be Brembo, whether they be Willwood, whether they be StopTech, or any other brake company out there. You're looking at upwards of $1,500 to $2,000, maybe even more, just for the fronts alone. And that's, granted, that's the full kit, not just calipers. But when I price out everything, you're gonna see why this budget-friendly kit is the much better option. Now, one of the most important pieces to this kit, minus these, I know I had those in there and you can see them, but this is Jonah, aka Base6MT on Instagram. This is his 18Z adapter kit. And what he sells you in this kit are these right here. This is the most important thing, all right? He gives you the hardware you need to run the calipers, obviously, and he's gonna give you some thread lock in the kit. But this is, in my opinion, the most important part. These are templates that you're gonna put down on the ear of the caliper, and they fit like such. Okay, oh, that's the wrong one. Give me 1 second. Boom, they fit like such. And basically it's a template and shows you where you need to drill out the ear of the caliper to sit it on your factory caliper bracket. Right now on his Instagram, he has them listed for $80 plus shipping. I think that was a pre-order price, but I think the final price is somewhere in between the, let's say, $85 to $115 range, okay? Don't quote me, but it's somewhere around there. So next up, we're gonna move on to the rear caliper brackets. Now this set is a little bit different from Jonah's, as you can see. This actually has a bracket that attaches to the rear caliper mounting point. And with this kit, it allows you to actually be able to bolt up these rear calipers from the G37, I'm gonna call it from now on, so I don't list a bunch of cars. But it allows you to mount up the G37 Akibonos straight to the car, plug and play, and he also includes hardware for you. Everything's labeled, so it just makes life that much more easy. See, this is left, and this one was labeled right, but I peeled that sticker off because I was testing. So now these kits right here, I don't know if he's gonna continue production on them. Last I heard, he was dealing with a few things, so hope everything's okay, brother. But these kits, I'm gonna get you a price right now. For the rear adapter kit, I paid $375, and it got converted to Canadian, so Canadian dollars, it was like 460 something. I'm not sure, but USD 375, excuse me. Now moving on to the Z1 kit. I purchased brake kit off of z1.com, Z1 Motorsports, whatever the case may be. I'll leave a link down to the exact kit that I purchased in the description. But it came with stainless steel braided lines with banjo bolts, 2 Motul brake fluid bottles, and it came with 4 of the same rotors. Now I'm running front to back, all the same. They're the same size. The face of the rotor is different. These are 14-inch rotors all around, slotted. I didn't want to get drilled, I just got slotted, but all around is going to be running 14-inch rotors. Came with new slide pins for the front and rear of the Akibonos, because this is an Akibono kit, front and rear. And I'm going to use literally everything, even the brake lines, because the brake lines will mate up to the Porsche calipers. The only things I'm not using out of the kit are the front brake pads and the front slide pins. This kit comes with literally pretty much the majority of everything you need and able to run this entire thing. That kit cost me $724.15, which for 4 rotors, 4 stainless steel brake lines, all the pads I need, brake fluid, and new retaining clips and slide pins. So for 725 bucks, not a bad deal at all. Now these are just pretty much collars to put around the bolts so that they don't slide around or move around in here. But this is pretty snug, so I don't really think you'll have an issue with that. Plus, when you put it into the bracket itself on the car, it's literally a hole. It's not a slide spot, so that should hold it still. But anyways, I would recommend these. And then these are hub-centric rings because of the wheels I'm going to be running and the The rotors, you actually, with the rotors, increasing the size of the rotor, you need the hub centric rings. So make sure you get a set of hub centric rings. They come in metal or plastic. I opted out for the plastic ones. I think these were like 20 bucks online, pretty cheap. And then I did place another order for banjo bolts off of Z1 right here for the 18Z calipers. Don't mind, I'm pissed about that. But anyways, I did get those, and those cost me $22. So the color I'm running on here is called Seductive Red by a company called Tropical Glitz. I'm gonna leave the link to their website down in the description as well. They have a ton of amazing colors. And let me just show you this in the sunlight, because the sun is hitting right now, and this is going to look great. This color is called Seductive Red, and if you can see that, it's pretty freaking seductive. I absolutely love this color. So now keep in mind, this is an automotive based paint, and automotive based paint is not that cheap. I got 2 cans of the Seductive Red. That's all I used for those 4 rotors. I mean, for those 4 calipers, and it took all 2 cans, the whole entire can of both the cans. But it laid pretty well. It came out amazing. I love the quality of the paint. Shout out to Tropical Glitz. This is not sponsored at all. I just think your product is amazing. Those cans, both 12-ounce cans, cost me, I believe, I want to say $58 shipped. All right, and then I had 2K clear laying around from a little while that I bought them when I was gonna paint the bumper, and I had 2 cans of 2K clear. I only used 1, so I still have 1 left, but the 2K clear for the 2 cans was like, I think 24 bucks or something like that. So that's a really good clear, the best clear you can find. So if you're gonna clear anything, 2K all the way. All right, last but not least, to wrap this up, I'm gonna show you guys my little industrial oven. This thing actually worked out really well. So let me show you guys how it looks on the inside now that you see the outside. So this thing is completely sealed off from the elements. I actually sealed every single crease on here. The only thing that's pretty much open is there's a little gap right here and a little gap on the bottom when you close the door, but I shove rags in between them. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I haven't tested how hot it gets. I'm gonna put a thermostat in and actually get the reading on how hot it gets, but that'll be in a separate video. But I'll tell you right now, it's not a real oven, so it's not gonna touch temperatures of 200 degrees. This is the hole where the heat gun sits in, and it actually fits like perfect. I don't have any issues with that. But I open this thing up, once it's sealed off and there's no heat actually getting out, I'd be surprised if this thing doesn't touch 115 degrees inside. It works phenomenal on chilly days. You're not gonna bake any powder coating in here, but when you're painting stuff small enough to fit in the box, which I have a lot of things that I want to paint, this box works phenomenally. It'll heat up the material so that it promotes the paint to stick. It'll heat up the paint cans, and when you put them in, it'll heat up the whatever product you have in there, and just cut dry time in half. So this thing was a great investment. 3 pieces of attic board. That's what this box consists of. Okay, 3 pieces of attic board, a plexiglass, which I actually bought the matte finish or frosted finish, whatever it is. I wanted to buy a clear. It had the protective film on it, and I dropped the ball on that one. Whatever. A box of screws, the silicone, and the hinge. And this project right here only cost me $77 from Home Depot to create. I do have to redo this. There's tape on it because there's gaps here, and it just, I did this wrong, so I gotta fix that. But 77 bucks, you can't go wrong. So ladies and gents, that brings my grand total to roughly to be able to run 6-pot Porsche front Brembos and twin pot Akebono rears with everything you need: calipers, rotors, pads, stainless steel lines, the adapter kits, the hub-centric rings, the banjo bolts, the fluid you need, and that's not including the price of my box. My box is actually not included in there. My box was $77. If you want to do it, it's freaking easy. It's super easy to do, but it's just a convenient tool to have in my arsenal, so that's nice. But yeah, just under 2 grand. Oh, I lied. It would have been under 2 grand, but I forgot the Brembo brake pads. I actually got the Brembo pads off of eBay for 80 bucks, brand new. So can't beat that.